In this video, I wanted to share with you my personal technique of how to remove the feathers from a dried wing, and so you can use each individual feather. Some people try to cut them out of there, and you know, you're kind of wasting part of the feather when you do that. But first thing you want to do after the bone has been removed from your wing and you have it dried with borax, what I generally do is I'll remove these inner feathers here, just pull them out, so it kind of exposes that quill so you know where to make your cuts. Once you have these little feathers removed here, you'll see that the quills are exposed, so where you can make your cuts. Go ahead, and that's on the secondary side of the wing. The primary side is much the same way. Just take those little feathers out of your way so you kind of see where to cut down in between the dried membrane there, and remove these feathers for your use. First thing I would do is just separate these two, lay your primary off to the side. But what I do is just take a sharp knife and insert it in between each quill, and push your knife in there and just pull up and just remove each one by one, like that. Sometimes you might have to cut more than once. And if your knife is sharp, it'll come out of there with one swoop, usually. Just keep working down through there and remove each feather. Once you've got all the feathers separated, then you can take, and this is where a lot of people make a mistake, is you want to scrape, not cut. In other words, you lay your knife flat against the quill and scrape you can kind of hold your knife like that and just kind of scrape in one place, and you'll see how the membrane is kind of perforated there, and you just simply, if it's dry enough, it'll just pull off, and maybe you scrape the additional membrane from there. I'm not going to show you doing all of these, but I'll do a few more for you. Just scrape that on the top side right down to the quill, and just peel that off just like that. That goes pretty quick. That'll let you use that complete feather with the quill point. That way you'll save a little money if you'll buy the whole wings from us and just do your own thing. The worst thing you can do is cut that quill off there. That's kind of a lazy way of doing it. And really, it's nice to have that quill to wrap, beads or whatever your particular craft project entails. Now back to the primary wing. It's a little more difficult to get the primary pointers out of the wing, but if you just simply take that knife, come down in between each feather all the way down till your knife stops in between each feather. And you can actually break each feather out of there. Otherwise, you try to pull them out of there without separating them with a knife. You're gonna kind of stress that feather. This will let you pull that out of a dried wing. If you're using them for arrow fletching, that's one thing. You can shear them off. That's not most people aren't going to need that quill for making arrows. But if you want to make a bustle or something with your primaries, this is a little better idea. And it's much like the secondaries, that quill will clean off by just scraping that top side and just peeling it off like you see there. Membrane's just a little bit tougher on the primary than it is the secondary, but it works essentially the same way. And of course, all these other smaller feathers, you can, you know, use those too for accent feathers or whatever. And these coverts the same way. The way they lay across there, you can just clean them up the same way.